Well, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Marcus. How are we all doing?
Back once again.
Like the Renegade Master.
Yeah, that's the one.
So, podcast number 4?
4, yeah.
Third big one.
I can only count to F.
Yeah,
so.
no, B. Podcast number B. So again, like we said, just discussing our week and the first one of the new year.
Yeah.
2024. Is it?
2024.
This week's been horrendous, mate.
Yeah, well, it's been a defining one already, hasn't it?
Yeah, massive for you.
Oh god, yeah. So you're chucking me in.
Boom! There you go.
Here we go.
Have it.
Yeah, I mean for me, guys, this week it's been a case of it's been emotional, to be honest. A lot of tough decisions had to be made, a lot of realisation, a lot of taking accountability for my actions and mending things with people, that have caused trauma and hurt to in the past and throughout my addiction. So it was something I knew I had to do at some point, and I didn't know sort of how it was going to happen, which way about it I was going to go.
Well, we spoke briefly last week about it, didn't we?
Yeah, we kind of you guys haven't come to a certain, realisation and stuff, and I mean, I'll tell you all, it's, when in the height of my addiction, well, back end before I started talking to Jody, I'd lost my partner, Dee, and obviously that means I went around the kids all the time, we weren't together for 3 months, but this week, plucked up courage, and I'm back home, and I have my partner back, and I've got the kids back, and yeah, everything's
part
just
of your life back, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. I mean, it's one of them as well because there's a lot more to it, and it does get a lot more emotional, and just put it this way, I gave up on that thing a long time ago, when I got clean and that I do not want to be the person that hurts people anymore.
Yeah.
But
and when you're using and in that mindset, you don't care, do you, that you're hurting people, and you don't really realise that you're hurting them to the extent that you actually are until you start to recover, and then you actually hear the damage you've done in people's mental state and everything, innit?
Yeah, and I think just in the process of getting my family back this week, it's like anything, when you try and do the best for your situation, one side's always going to get hurt, and that was, pretty much case like with me. But I've got exactly what I need and what I want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have to take my hat off to Dee because when we were together, I was hardly at home. I was there, and when I was there in body, but not.
Yeah,
not
it's similar to me when I was drinking.
Yeah.
Completely the same with Vicks. And the thing is now, like, you've got your family back, the work's still to continue.
Yeah.
Because obviously triggers.
Massive.
For instance, this week with me, I fell asleep on the sofa after doing 9 million mush camps and 42 training sessions.
You thought you were going to say beer then, didn't you?
Yeah, beers. But that's what I did when I were an alky. I'd just pass out and fall asleep, and I've realised now that me falling asleep on the sofa, as daft as it may sound and nothing to some people, really triggers Vicks.
Yeah.
So now we've got that. That's another thing. I can't fall asleep on the sofa unless she falls asleep first, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yesterday I think it was. Yesterday, yeah, it was. After mush camp, I was knackered because Cleo's had an ear infection. That's why my week has been literally probably 6 hours in the last 3 days of sleep.
Yeah.
But do you know what I've done? Still got shit done.
What do you want?
No. I know it's going, isn't it?
A little bit.
But yeah, so we've realised that that's now a trigger for Vicks. Yeah. And so I just went, went for a bath, got a bath, fell asleep in bath.
Yeah.
Nearly drowned. No, I didn't.
Don't try that.
Yeah, don't. I need one of them fucking things that go around your neck. Like,
yeah.
You're on flight, I don't know, I'd give me some whiplash then. When you're on flights and got them pillow things, could do with one of them.
plain pillow thing, travel pillow.
Yeah, you can have them in bath, can't you?
Yeah. Or you can get the ones that you stick to actual bathtub, and it's like a.
That'd be good but dangerous because I'd be probably in there all night, and then I'd probably get pneumonia or something.
But positive side of it is you're sober.
That's it. Yeah, I can fall asleep in bath.
Sober.
That's it. Yeah, fall asleep in bath, dead sober. 8 months. 8 months tomorrow.
And 50 days tomorrow. Same day.
Boom.
Buzzing.
Boom.
That's mega. So we celebrated by getting fat as fudge today.
Family dinner.
A massive family dinner, yeah. You know, courtesy of Jody and Vix, we've had kids here. Myself and Dee have been here. But going back to that as well, obviously, with me and Dee, it's a lot of damage got done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean in that? And that time has been off, and it's been tough because it's like she can't believe, like, I feel like I've been her trigger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just
me.
Not actions.
Just me. I'm the trigger. Just see me, but and now I'm sat there right in front of her, and it's like
it's not easy.
No, and she's doing great. You know, to manage it, and I've had to. You know, we've had to have the conversation that look. As soon as I walked in the house, I got triggered just by being there. You know, because I could look at a countertop, kitchen countertop, and think, you know, I've done a line off there, and I've stood there, and I've done this, and I've done that, and you know, just the way the conversation can go. Sometimes it's a case of trying to manage, you know, them inner demons that try to come out. But I openly said, look, I know that I'm walking into a triggerful environment here, you know, and you know what you get yourself into now. The good thing is that obviously we want this to happen, we want it to work. You know, more importantly, so for kids' sake as well. But we've agreed that each other's recovery comes before us.
It does.
You know, but we have to understand each other at the same time.
Yeah. You work together in that concept of when I came back after my little stint in that mental hospital, which I was quite normal in there, believe it or not.
Fit in.
I was normal. I was not. I was like normal.
Somebody down corridor going, do you know the
people running about and upstairs. I thought, what's going on? I went to play. I thought they were playing like Bulldog or something. I went to join. I went to join them, but you know, I didn't leave my room. But when I got here, we had to sit and chat. And it was triggerful for you. I've been sat in here by police. I've been picked up by paramedics in this house. Everything's happened in this house, and it's very. And it's okay when you start in your recovery journey. When things trigger you a year ago and you have a drink or a line or something, you can't do that now.
Yeah.
So it's so important to get those coping mechanisms and strategies in place, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And sometimes they don't work for me. Sometimes like taking my son for a walk won't help. So, but I have to go through every little thing. And by the time I've exercised every little thing, normally I've calmed down or I've sort of reset a little bit and I can carry on coping with it. But it's both your partner and yourself have to understand that if you just go off, you're not leaving all the bedlam that could be all kids and that. You're not. It's something that's happened. I wouldn't just leave a room and go upstairs and have a nap without saying no. If I go off and take myself away without saying no, then Vix knows now something's got me, something's triggered me.
Yeah.
And the same for Vix, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm pretty good now at sort of saying, you know, that's something we're both working on together now, saying, look, that's... Because you can kind of tell by a look.
Yeah.
You give each other a certain look, or you just look at them and you catch them, give them a certain look, you know, not even to you, just to themselves.
Yeah.
It could be anything, you know, a place that's mentioned, it could be a song that's mentioned or a name that's mentioned, and then before you know it, it's just boom. It could ruin an intimate moment or anything. Do you know what I mean? Anything like that. But I'm pretty good at identifying my triggers. Yeah. But I'm also good at coping with them. But this is something I wanted to address as well, like the difference between just feeling stress and a trigger. Yeah, there's a massive difference. There is a difference. There's a massive difference. I think a lot of people get them mixed up. As in, right, I'm stressed, I'm triggered. Well, right, tell me what about this stressful situation triggers you. Because, like, what's relatable to the trauma or the usage you know, that you're going through in this scenario.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of stress, but people can sometimes...
Can mix it up, muddle it up.
Yeah, and for me, dealing with stress was to use.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, stress in some cases can be a trigger.
Yeah.
It just stress itself.
When I get a full-on trigger, my anxiety goes, my heart goes.
Yeah.
I start feeling a little bit lightheaded.
Yeah.
I know that's like a anxiety attack, a panic attack.
Yeah.
I know that's coming, and that's when I'll just have to go, leave. It happened in the supermarket the other day. I think somebody wound me up with trolleys and that. But I can't. I just had to get. I left my trolley and walked out, and went in car. Came back in for it, and luckily my trolley was still there. 'Cause I put a lot of work and effort into that shopping.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just go nicking trolleys these days.
I know. Well, I would have
It's a
done.
wild world we live in.
It is, yeah. But yeah, there's a difference with stressful moments and proper trigger moments, isn't there?
Yeah.
So you've got to sort of address and realise those. Like I said, when I get a big trigger or a trigger, I get a panic attack pretty much coming on, and I can feel it, and then I have to sort of calm myself down a little bit. It's about recognising them, innit?
And that's when you know, like, you know, you obviously you get problems with your health while you're drinking, while you're using drugs and stuff like that. But for me, what I've noticed is when, and sometimes sometimes it might not be something that's in front of me then and there. Like I think it's happened twice now, in the past 2, maybe 3 weeks, where my heart has been thudding so deep.
Yeah, you said you'd messaged me,
Yeah,
and said
been
that.
thudding so deep, and like it's the stress.
I can hear it.
Yeah, and the anxiety is physically taking its toll on my body.
Yeah.
Like an eye twitch. I mean, if you watch closely, you'll probably see an eye twitch. The eye twitch, and I knew that was kind of going to happen this week, going back into the family situation and stuff, because there were a lot of triggers there, a lot of conversations, emotional conversations that were to be had, and I knew that my anxiety, because questions are going to be fired at me, and explanations and vice versa type thing.
Yeah. And that's where going forward, like, I can help, because I've completed this journey, not all nowhere near, but me and Vix now are at a place in our relationship where we understand each other's triggers. We understand. It's very complicated. And it is hard to make it work sometimes.
Yeah.
But you've both got to have an understanding of each other's thinkings and actions, haven't you, during this?
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's what a lot of partners don't understand, but it is like, oh God, it's like sometimes it's like a counselling session to and froing about your feelings, your triggers and your emotions, and it is draining.
Yeah.
It's draining, you're tired and stuff, but getting through it and then understanding, and you both respect each other for sort of getting it.
And I think with her, with Dee as well, she, the one thing that is helping her is obviously the fact that she can see a difference with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she said to me, how does it feel to actually go to sleep and wake up? I says, well, it feels fucking ace. You know what I mean? Because normally I'd be downstairs or find an excuse to go downstairs.
I lived on settee, mate.
Yeah, that's it. And I find an excuse to be anywhere apart from home.
Yeah.
So now I've got no commitments with any social circle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's you, Vix, and Jim. That's my social circle.
Same.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's less stress, less bullshit to deal with, and you're around people that have got the same goals, they're on the same sort of healing journey as well as you. You know what I mean? Which is beneficial for you.
Yeah.
But she can see that I've made a difference, and I'm in myself more than anything.
Yeah.
But that's definitely helped, and I'm actively parenting now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that I wasn't a bad parent before, and I know Vic said this to me last night about herself. She says, it wasn't ever that you want a good dad, it's just that sometimes we were there, but we wasn't present, we wasn't there. And it don't take away anything, like any love from his kids.
Oh, of course not.
But it's just that when you're using that shit, it literally steals every ounce of love you've got.
Yeah.
Massively. And I can see her making an effort.
Yeah.
To understand me when I am her trigger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I am her trigger.
You obviously need that work going forward. So as regards to the rest of your week, training wise, food wise.
Training wise,
I've seen you eating them sweets. Yeah, the D told me as well.
So Vicks and D gas me
Yeah,
out?
yeah. Don't matter though, it's alright. I've had loads. Do you know what I'm addicted to? Not Coke or alcohol. Peanut butter and jam sandwiches.
Never?
Yes. I think I'm pregnant and I've got a craving or something.
You got peanut, baby?
Yeah, might. Peanut butter coming out of my paws at the minute. Yeah. It's right. Pre-workout, never mind Rice Krispies and Cocoa Pops and that. Peanut butter, jam sandwich, pack, bosh.
Protein filled that.
I don't know. Also, massive sugar levels. I need it training with Burno anyway, don't I?
They finish it off like that.
So
Pinky Malay.
Can't do that. My bicep pushing my forearm away. Yeah, so rest of week training. You've hit gym every day, haven't you?
Yeah, and if I haven't, I've worked out at home. But I distinguished a massive difference between training later on in the day to training first thing on the morning, because when you train later on in the day, all the stresses of that day and the day before, like, are on top of you.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the gym, people say, yeah, it's a good way to, sort of de-stress. But for myself and probably for Jody as well, if I do 2 workouts a day, I train in the morning, I train in the night, then that's a double whammy, that's a double benefit. But if I only train on an evening,
it's harder, isn't it?
It is harder. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Whereas when I'm training on the morning, then I'm getting up, I'm getting ready, or if I train at home, it'll be get up, cold shower, wake myself up, get some gym gear on, work out at home, eat, have something to eat, hot shower afterwards, get myself clean, set up for the day, in a good mood, and that sort of reciprocates with actually going to the gym. Get to the gym, have a good workout, and I smash it more in the morning. Yeah. So if I go to the gym, I'll try not to eat any breakfast before I go to the gym, so it's like a fasted workout. Yeah. And then drink plenty of water and whatnot, get in sauna, you lose water weight and whatever.
Feel like you flushed out a little bit.
Yeah, flushed everything out from the day before, a lot of stresses have gone. It gives you that time as well when I'm in sauna to sort of reflect on the day before and to sort of, sort of speak affirmations to yourself and tell you what today is going to be like, how good of a day it's going to be. So you're setting yourself up in right positive way for the day. Cold shower, fluctuate hot to cold, and then getting some smart fresh clothes and take pride in myself. And then my day is amazing after that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't encounter triggers or I don't encounter stress or anxieties.
Yeah, but it feels like mindset. And this, obviously, this is how it is for us. Obviously, a lot of people go to gym on an evening after work, but they're not recovering like we are. So this is how we feel. Like I train at 1. I'm okay with that because normally I'm in the gym environment anyway, training clients. So I'm okay sort of training whenever, because I'm in that environment with like-minded people, you know what I mean, and that sort of chat. So by all means, it's just us, our recovery. If we don't sort of train nippy-ish, then it does mount up in your head. And you're waiting to go to gym, and then after gym, it's like you're a different person. Well,
yeah. And I feel as well.
Obviously, it's the endorphins that you release and that, but still. It's huge for me.
I think the thing as well, when you're recovering, if you get to bed early and you can get up while everybody's still in bed asleep and go train, and you don't feel sort of rushed to get home for something. Because for me, it's like now, if I went tonight instead of this morning, for example, then I know that I'll be thinking, well, I could be sat watching a film there, or you know what I mean, or we could be talking or doing whatever. So I'm going to sort of rush, and I'm going to have all the stress of the day and the day before on me. Whereas if I get it out of the way and done, you know what I mean, she's getting the best of me, kids are getting the best of me, everybody gets the best of me. And then I'm not aggy all day, you know what I mean? It kind of is like being an addict again. Because you just
waiting for that hit.
You're waiting for a dealer to drop it, you're waiting to get to the pub, that kind of thing. It's all the same thing.
It is.
So
it's crazy in a way, isn't it? That like it works like that, but that's how our sort of brains are.
Yeah, it's that addictive personality. That
if I've got one.
Yeah, what personality?
brain.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. I just could like zone out. Just sometimes I'm not don't do this all the time, but clients are talking to me.
And you see a fly.
Yeah, and then that's that monkey with them symbols. On Simpsons. No, and I'll just literally watch the mouth moving. I'm going, yeah.
Fucker's fake.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a smart dude.
I'm not that smart.
He got clean.
Yeah, that's the best thing I've ever done there. You can't see me trophies, but they're quite good as well. Yeah. But yeah, my week's been tough because Cleo has been ill. She's had a double ear infection, boom. So I've had no sleep, but I've had the discipline. I have not had the motivation. Wednesday morning, there were no mush camp. That's when it really started with Cleo. 2 hours sleep, Tuesday night. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the hardest 3 days I've ever had training. With PB'd as well, training with Burno, somebody pissed him off. That were it. We're like, fuck. But we did it. And the one thing I wanted to put about the discipline is that if you've got that discipline in sort of training and recovery process, you can't go far wrong. I'm not motivated every day. Yesterday morning, my body, I woke up, I was in absolute agony. Like, we train legs on Thursday, we train back on Friday, and then mush camp Saturday morning, I was fucked. But the discipline in me was the one thing that I knew would get me through it. And it hurt, every fucking movement hurt, that class. I was in pain. Not to the point where I'm going to be injured, but today, for instance, I've helped Burno this morning with Mushette camp, where there were like 30 girls turn up to do this class on a Sunday morning, hats off to them, if I had one, and they work their asses off. And today I chose to have a rest day, which is massive to me. I haven't had a day off gym since Christmas Day, but before that, like, I haven't.
Yeah.
So that's big to me, but I've listened to my body for once in my life, and I need a rest day today.
And that sort of coincides with that conversation we had like maybe a month ago or something, where we were saying, I hate it where people plan a rest day in, because on your planned in rest days you may want to train.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like on the days that you're meant to train, your body might tell you don't train because it needs to recuperate.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I never sort of, have rest days as in at the point where like a specified day, because I find then that sort of leading up to that could cause an injury, you know what I mean? Yeah. I've got rest day tomorrow, so I'm really going to go for them extra reps or blah, blah, blah. So I train with the same intensity every single session I can to the fullest. So incorporating rest days for me when I just listen to my body like I have today, and I need a rest. And it is the discipline side of things. It's totally the exact same with recovery and sobriety and getting clean, because you're not going to be motivated every day to hate what you used to do because you had an addiction to it. But every day, if you've got that discipline to say no, move it away, or I don't need it, and that if you've got that.
Yeah, like I had a moment this week when I opened the fridge and I saw a bottle of blue VK.
That wouldn't have touched me. I'd have to have 50.
Yeah, well, I just looked at it. I just looked at it, and for 5 seconds, and I just literally said, Max, it's not worth your sobriety. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not worth everything that you've built and building, and everything like that. It's not worth it.
Not now.
So I had to just, I shut the door, and you have to applaud yourself when you catch yourself doing that, disciplining yourself. Yeah. Which were massive for me. But another thing as well, I was thinking a lot of the time, I was like, when me and Dee were talking, I was saying, look, kind of what did you expect? Like, I knew sort of like addiction were on cards for me from an early age. I knew it was going to happen because of everything that had happened in my life in the run up to it. And I do speak openly about this, I always have. Yeah. Because I'm one of them people, like, if there's any dirty laundry on me, I'm getting it out first so that you've got nothing to talk about, because I don't give a shit, right? So for me, like from age of 4, my dad died, my dad had previous with heroin, he got clean, and then about a year after he died in a car accident, he got clean and died in a car accident a year later, And then from ages of 9 to 12, suffered sexual abuse, to which I was bullied for at school. And it happened to multiple people my age, and they denied it, you know, to authorities and stuff like that. And, you know, probably, well, you will when you're a kid, you know what I mean? You feel embarrassed about it, kind of thing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But somehow it got out around school about me, which, you know, sort of at first led to suicidal thoughts, and I attempted to take my life when I was, you know, not from ages of 13 to 16. Do you know what I mean? So that hit hard.
Yeah.
And then going through what I've gone through, just like everything's just been a constant battle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I still get some of them people coming up to me now that you know, sort of never got the names released and that kind of thing, and I'm never gonna release the names. But they've come up to me and says, you're an absolute legend, because you know,
for one, you're still here.
You knew
Yeah.
it happened to us, and you never said anything, even though you were getting bullied. You never said anything about us to protect us.
Yeah.
And I says, well, yeah, if I could take the bullets in the back for you, because I know how it feels, and I don't want to let anybody else going through that.
Yeah.
So there were all that at an early age. Do you know what I mean? And still living on the same street, you know, as them people. For years afterwards, you know, we just, parents financially couldn't at the time get us off the street.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It were hard.
Not bad.
So that was always a trigger for me throughout my childhood, throughout my teens, 20s, and now going into my 30s. So I look at it that way, and I think, look, I've gone through some shit, right? I've hung around right people, I've hung around wrong people, I've learned a lot of lessons, I've lived life, I've been on the dangerous side of life, you know, been involved with serious people, have been a serious person myself, you know, seen damage inflicted damage myself in many different ways. And I just got to a point now where all of it kind of just went boom, and it sort of accumulated into this addiction. Yeah. You know, so there wasn't just one thing that caused it.
Yeah.
I think there were going to be a grand finale at some point, like when it all just fucking blew up for me. And I think that's what this addiction was. And like now the last step, obviously, getting my family back. That for me is like, right, I've been through the shittest of shit
to get to.
You know, and then and I've said every podcast, you know, losing my uncle as well last year, who I was so close to. It's all that stuff then just piled in and just made everything a million times worse. But then I just thought, you know, I mean, God or whoever it is up there is looking down going, fucking hell, can't keep him down. Yeah. Can't keep him down, you know what I mean? Well, if we can't keep him down, send him off to do work. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean that as in like, I'm going to give you Bibles and stuff like that. But what I mean is that
you're on the right path now.
Yeah, and I'm sharing this with you. Do you know what I mean? I lost my dad at an early age. I was abused, you know, growing up. You know, that I've had a drug addiction. I lost my family. You know, all this stuff. You know, I haven't been kind to people. I haven't been fair to people throughout the addiction, or, you know, in the beginning of coming off the drugs and that kind of thing. It were tough in the sense of, it wasn't me, you know, you just want me, like it were me, but it physically, like spiritually, mentally wasn't me. And you really have to, there's a point in your sobriety where you have to sort of fucking face all that shit. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And
part of your 12 steps is you apologise unless it's going to make the situation worse. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So just another thing, guys, you know what I mean? We're not just here for, you know, the drug abuse side and everything like that. There's things that Jody might talk about with him later on down the line that some of you guys might relate to. But if anybody relates to anything I've said in this, you know, in this podcast alone, you know, I can help you with that, I can support you with that. Because I'm a big believer in something happens in your life. And at a young age, And you don't necessarily know that it's a defining moment for you. Yeah. And then later on, subliminally somewhere, you kind of decide without knowing if what happened, the trauma of what happened, is going to be fuel for you to fucking shoot straight up to into space.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to let it be an anchor that's going to weigh you down to the bottom at sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You can either play victim to it and fail at everything, or you can use it as motivation and fuel. For me, it's like, look, I can't change what happened. Do you know what I mean? But
you can change who you are now.
Yeah, I can change who I am now, and I can't change who else it's happened to, but I can help. You know, because there's not a lot of people, especially for men that have suffered sexual abuse, right? There's not a lot of support out there. It's not spoke of hardly. It's not heard of. So it's like boom, there you go. I'm here, right? I'm here for it. And if anybody, you know, I know they probably won't get a lot of support and stuff, but it's just how I am and who I am. If you take a piss out of that, you're a fucking crank at the end of the day. But we've got a bigger set of bollocks than most. You've seen them.
I have not.
Pretty big cojones. But yeah, simple as that.
People will be talking.
What the fuck are you talking about? Have you not seen hashtags?
What, big bollocks?
J&M.
Sounds like a new fucking superstar that sells Smarties.
Yeah, like a knockoff version of B&M.
Yeah. But higher up in the alphabet J though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, yeah, I see. We're always thinking. Also, what we forgot, we've collaborated with a food place, haven't we?
We have. We've boxed.
In Barnsley.
Barnsley.
In Barnsley.
Get the tier from boxed.
You can. I can't talk.
I get the tier from boxed.
All I can say is City. City later.
City.
But anyway, it's in Barnsley.
And
you can search it, dumped internet.
Yeah, it's boxed with a double X.
Yeah, XX.
Yeah.
But
Two X's, not three X's, because if you search that on the internet, God knows what you're going to come up with.
Yeah, probably some that I've watched. But yeah, boxed. So yeah, we're going to be working with them quite closely. We've not had a meeting with them yet as such, have we?
No.
We've spoke over messages and stuff like that. Obviously, we're still in as early days, and people are signing up to our programme. So yeah, that's just another thing. Also, we've got a meeting with Cass College on Wednesday morning to arrange a talk for students there. We've also got, I haven't told you this, have I? I wanted to leave it to this.
Give up, go on, excited.
Is it LCD radio?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going on there.
Are we?
Yes, with
that's on car when you go on car, isn't it? It's on list on car.
That Danny Nailing, yeah, we're going on there.
Shaboom!
I wanted to say that as a little surprise. Yeah, we're going on there.
You got me anxious as fuck, man. You know what I mean?
Why do you think Dealer were coming to the door?
No, now I do.
Surprise, yeah. So we've got that, and also with our good friend who I PT, Sophie Malin. She's
big up Sophie.
Yeah, big up Sophie. She's a reporter, isn't she?
Is that journalist,
reporter? Is that American?
She's a fucking journo.
She's a journo. She's going to be doing a press release on us as well. So we've got big things coming, guys.
Yes, yeah.
Haven't we? And we'll have some hoodies soon as well. We've got.
If you want a cup, a Mean&Clean cup, let us know. We will overcharge you for them. No, we won't.
20 quid, yours. No, we're kidding. Oh, we're kidding. We're not selling them.
First cup of tea free.
This had vodka in, jokes. But yeah, so that we've got a busy week, haven't we?
We have.
So what we're going to do on the next podcast, we'll talk about as weeks. I know Marcus wanted to get those big stories off, that he's got his family back and of what happened when he was younger, which takes some fucking bollocks to do as well. And I hadn't seen his bollocks, by the way.
You always do this. You always yeah. We'll tell him, but then you change your mind.
Yeah. So no, I haven't.
No. But before we go, I want to read this out. I haven't shown you this yet. I got to send.
Is this my surprise?
Yeah, this is your surprise. Well, it's not a surprise, but it is a newspaper article. But it's not. Basically, this is just something. Obviously, Jody were obviously sort of his addiction with alcohol. Mine was cocaine and crystal meth. And I touched on, obviously, briefly, then my dad having an issue with heroin. But I got sent this last night from a good friend of mine from my club days. And you know who you are. Big up you, my man. And he says maybe this would be a good read for your page or your podcast. So this is called My Name is Heroin, right? So if you imagine it's like heroin talking to you. My name is Heroin, call me Smack for short. I entered this country without a passport. Ever since then, I've made lots of scum rich. Some have been murdered and found in a ditch. I'm more valued than diamonds, more than treasure than gold. Use me just once and you too will be sold. I'll make a schoolboy forget his books. I'll make a beauty queen forget her looks. I'll take a renowned speaker and make him a bore. I'll take your mother and make her a whore. I'll make a school teacher forget how to teach. I'll make a preacher not want to preach. I'll take all your rent money and you'll be evicted. I'll murder your babies or they'll be born addicted. I'll make you rob and steal and kill when you're under my power. You have no will. Remember, my friend, my name is Big H. If you try me one time, you may never be free. I've destroyed actors, politicians, and many a hero. I've decreased bank accounts from millions to zero. I make shooting and stabbing a common affair. Once I take charge, you won't have a prayer. Now that you know me, what will you do? You'll have to decide, it's all up to you. The day you agree to sit in my saddle, the decision is one that no one can straddle. Listen to me and please listen well. When you ride with heroin, you are headed for hell.
Boom.
So
that's hard hitting, that,
and if there's anybody out there that's struggling with that kind of thing, and you can relate to that there, obviously I don't know too much about heroin. I've never done that. Heard stories about, obviously, with my dad and stuff. That was quite hard. That's the first time I've read that properly there, because I kind of saw the title of it when I was sent it. Yeah. And I thought, right, I'll read that with pure emotion tomorrow. That was quite hard hitting that. But that, don't just go for heroin.
There should be something like that for alcohol.
Yeah, it's
obviously, like we've said before, alcohol is just so easy and in it.
I mean, you could take that and say that's just about addiction and so on.
Yeah, you could, yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean? So if you relate to that, that got you.
Yeah.
You know,
it's got me a bit with that.
It's mad. That way, I didn't expect it to be as hard hitting. But yeah, just leave you with that, guys.
Yeah. Right. So. Just keep checking out us Instagram page. Have you done the TikTok one? I don't do TikTok. Or is it just more?
TikTok page is under construction at the minute, guys.
Face cloth.
Yeah, face cloth.
And thanks for people who have done that thing, because I didn't understand why I kept getting all these invites. But do you know what? A fair play to everybody that shares and stuff like that. And for people who are slagging it off, just get over it, because it's helping local businesses and people who actually give a fuck and want to help. So
straight up.
Well done.
It's a nice one.
Right.
So
drum roll.
We hate this bit. Right, after 4. So 1,
why
2,
4?
3.
Not 4. Why 4?
Because it's even.
3, 2, 1. He does no count out from 4.
So right, so on 1 or after 1?
I'll go 3, 2, 1. Bosh.
Right.
4. Right,
you won't let me finish my reps on a not even number.
Yeah, but this is different. There's no countdown from 4. It's either 10 or 3.
We'll make it a thing.
Right.
Right.
Fucking 4. Right.
Totally dead. Right.
3,
2, 1.
Keep it mean, keep it clean. Over and out.